Hey everybody, welcome to day 7 of Earth's Changing Climate Engineering Internship. Don't mind the sound of the helicopter outside. They must have seen me in my ninja outfit earlier. Anyway, hey, today, composing proposal outlines. So we're starting our proposals today. We're coming up with some outlines in our proposal. Well, I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, hey, I'm going to go ahead and read our message from Marcos, our daily message. You can find this in your inbox in the Future Workspace. But he says, hello, interns. That's you. Congratulations on developing an optimal design. Remember, that's what you did yesterday. You submitted your optimal design to Marcos. Yeah, okay, good. That takes a lot of determination and hard work. Yeah, it does. I mean, we had to go through all those different iterations of testing and coming up with new designs. And yeah, that took a while. So thank you for recognizing that, Marcos. We appreciate it. Today, you will be moving on to the proposal phase of the internship. You will be working on a final proposal so Futura Engineering can present a strong design to the city of Sultan. A proposal is a type of scientific argument. In your proposal, you will explain how and why your design is optimal. So, there's still more that Marcos has to say, but yeah, our proposal, we are explaining why our design is the best, right? We're explaining how we've met all of the different criteria that they have asked for. What were those criteria? Oh yeah, climate impact, the historic value. We wanted to maintain the historic value, and we wanted to keep costs low. Those were really the three things that we were trying to do. So we want to explain in our proposal, hey, we understand these things, okay? We understand how, the roofs, changing them can affect, historic value or the cost. And then we want to say, this is why we chose this design, because we feel like it meets this standard and this standard and this standard in the best way. So anyway, here, Marcos continues, I want you to spend some time discussing the evidence you have collected. In your proposal, you will explain the design decisions you made using specific evidence in your explanation. Evidence, yeah, oh yeah, always got to have evidence. Use the proposal rubric and the sample proposal in the Futura Civil Engineer's dossier to get an idea of what details should be included in your proposal. Make sure you reference those. Those are going to be helpful. Your internship coordinator will help you choose the evidence I want to see. I will need your proposal outlines today. Oh, so I can give you feedback on your use of evidence. Consider your evidence carefully. Marcos Cruz, Project Director, Futura, Civil Engineering Division. Well, thank you, Marcos. All right. So we got some work to do. He mentioned outlines. He mentioned rubrics, etc. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be sort of working on today. We're going to be focusing on our design decisions. And I'm going to give you an outline to use to help you write your proposal. When writing a proposal, it's really good to come up with an outline first before, not just sit down and start writing from the beginning, but to have an idea of where you want to go in your entire proposal. And then once you have that idea, you can start saying, okay, here's what I want this section to look like, this section and this section to look like. And then once you've collected a lot of information and gotten your thoughts in order, then yeah, start the writing process. And maybe write different sections at different times too. Most people are going to go about it in that way. They're not just going to sit down and start writing. So again, design decisions, this is what we want to focus on today. And this is basically our rubric right here. And we want to be over here in this green box where it says excels, uses multiple pieces of strong evidence. We're going to talk about what strong evidence that is to support design decision, thoroughly explaining why the specific feature was selected over other options. Because it looked better. No, that's not thorough. And how that feature of the design relates to the criterion, how the feature of that design relates to the criterion. Okay, so these are all our sources of evidence. Design test results, goals, comparisons with other designs, and background research. We're going to talk about all those right now. Ta-da! Oh, almost. There we go. Hey, let me show you really quick preview. This is where we're headed. We're going to fill this out today, our climate impact proposal outline. Climate impact was just one of the criteria What were the other ones? Oh, yeah, there was historic value and cost. So today we're focusing on climate impact, and we're going to just create an outline for ourselves. This will be super helpful for us when we do sit down and start writing out our proposal to have this outline, because we can basically just summarize the information that's in here. So let's take a look. We have our data analysis. We have test results and goals of CO2 from combustion, average albedo, comparison to another design. We should have made quite a few designs up to this point. And we want to talk about how this optimal design is better than a previous version, how we made improvements. And then our background research. And we'll talk about a little bit what that means in just a second. So let's go to this. This is an example for us. So for evidence, the first section on there, design details and results. Let's go back to, there we go. Design details and results, our test results right there. These are the details of the proposed optimal design and roof mod results. So we're going to be talking about here's what we did, here's the results that we got in roof mod. So example, here we go, design details. They wrote down the similar things we've been writing down. What percent are still original roofs? What percent are solar roofs? What percent are white roofs? And then what is our CO2 from combustion? Similarly, we want to do that for albedo as well. What was our goal? What was our goal for albedo? Which is the next thing. Goals that you determined after feedback from the project director. So we got that feedback from the project director, and then we looked at those values, right? That showed, hey, this is what would give us a really good score. If you got this percent of albedo, or if you got this many tons of CO2, or if you kept your cost within this range, we should have had goals for what we wanted to achieve and what targets we were trying to hit. So what were your goals? We have goal here for CO2 combustion and goal for albedo. And on your sheet, there you go, your design goals right there that you will write down. What were your goals? What were your results? What were you shooting for? Okay. And the next one, comparing designs. So you could compare the optimal design to one that you submitted earlier for feedback from Marcos, the one that he actually gave you the feedback letter on. And you could say, hey, whichever version that this one is, your optimal design, this person, this example said version 4 did a better job of reducing CO2 from combustion. It had 11,000 tons. Great, great. They're just talking about how they have improved on their design. So that's basically what you want to write down right here. How did you improve on your design? And then lastly, background research. Let's talk about that. So here's where we can get some information for the background research. Reading from the dossier. There should be a link to that in your welcome letter today, if you don't remember where to find that. Iterative tests. What were the results? What was the data that you collected from these tests? And isolating roof modifications. Remember when we did that in the very beginning? Some of the very first tests that we did in roof mod. We said, hey, what if we just focus on this? We only change one variable at a time. And what did we find out? Here we go. Questions to ask yourself when collecting your evidence. This is really where you show that you know what you're talking about, because you're not just saying, oh, the albedo was this, isn't that great? Well, no. You also talk about, here's why that matters. Here's why having a higher albedo will have a better impact on the climate. Here's why less CO2 from combustion will have better impact on the climate. So things like that. Now, keep in mind, for this one, we are really only focusing on climate impact, okay? And that's right here, climate impact. We're not talking about historic value right now. We're not talking about costs right now. We're just focusing on climate impact. So that's all you have to focus on for this one. Will we do those other ones? Yes, we will have other outlines for those to help us in writing our proposal, but we want to start off with this. And hey, guess what? After you finish this outline, you're done. You're done for today. I know. However, it's not that it's not a lot of work, because you do have to think about it. You have to go back and you have to compare your other versions and find these specific things. But do that, and there should be, I've been told, a fillable form in the future workspace for you to write these things down. Yeah, and make sure you submit that. Okay, so hey, get this done. Make sure you have all your deliverables for today. We'll see you tomorrow.